Good morning, everyone. We are April 14th, 2018, and I'm looking forward to sharing the next 20 to 30 minutes with you on something brand new that I've only heard for the first time about a month ago at our Spring Fling here in Saskatoon from our regional sales manager, Valerie, who, as many of you know, was North America's first Director of the Year. And before she was promoted to regional sales manager, she was a 5-star director with a company of over $1 million in sales. Now, she was part of Les Diamants, which is North America's #1 Tupperware company, and they use the Tupperware survey to help date parties and recruit new team members, and that's what I'm about to share with you today. Now, this weekend we're only 8 days since the very tragic accident, just about an hour away from my home, which took the lives of 16 people far too early. And this weekend we are actually celebrating Humboldt. And so if everyone could just take a moment of silence while we recognize those whose lives were lost and those who have left behind who have a long way to go. It's times like this when we can reflect and really truly realize that we love what we do in Tupperware, and where will the party take you? All right, so I want to know by a show of hands, how many of you have a full date book? There is one more party you can add into your date book because your date book is filled. And the reverse, how many of you are looking at your date book thinking, I would love to do another party if I could just get that party dated. I have openings in my date book, and I just need to get more datings. Most of us are typically the second half, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Cora Putz, and I'm the business leader of our top-of-the-line company, which is part of our FSRC group. Our FSRC group is a group of 7 business leaders across North America. Each of us are training every single Saturday to help you build a strong company of your very own and to help you be successful in this business. We work together so that we can give you different training, different personalities, and different perspectives. Whenever you participate in training like this, I encourage you to go to your own company's Facebook group and post on there that you watch. Now, this one is being recorded. You might even be watching the recording, and we want you sharing this training with others if you got something out of it. And like with any training, we want you to take the best and store the rest and make it your own personality. All right, so let's start. So the first thing you're going to want to do is date your survey. Okay. Now, a lot of times when I say the word survey, we think of someone phoning you up on the phone and giving you a customer service satisfaction survey. Or Tupperware has some great surveys on different products. So those are great as well to help you to build your business. But what I'm talking about today is a survey appointment. It's about a 35 minute appointment that you're going to have with your customers and your hosts and your future team members. Okay. Hang on, cheers. It's early in Saskatchewan. Okay, so I'm gonna post this afterward. But this is a script that you can use when you are dating a survey. So first of all, who are you going to phone? You're gonna phone your past customers, your friends, your families. You're gonna phone people who you met at a trade show if you have lead slips, okay? And here's what you would say. And make sure to have a smile on your face. Hi, Kathy, this is Cora calling from Tupperware. We haven't met yet, but I took care of your order at Anne-Marie's party. I noticed that you had an order, and I took care of it at Anne-Marie's party. You have 3 minutes just to talk. I have something I hope you can help me with. Or maybe you're going to phone someone you met at a trade show. Hi, Eunice, this is Cora calling with Tupperware. I met you at the trade show a couple weeks ago or a couple of years ago. It's never too late to call your leads. Do you have 3 minutes to talk? I have something I hope you can help me with. Or, hi, Holly, it's Cora calling with Tupperware. You hosted a party with me last year during May birthday month, and I'm calling you back today. Do you have 3 minutes to talk? I have something I hope you can help me with. Okay, now they're going to say yes. Okay, and then you're going to go on to say, I'm calling you because Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week. So I'm calling you because Tupperware has asked me to do 3 surveys this week. So I always like putting it back on someone else. Tupperware is asking me to do these surveys. So hopefully the person on the other end is going to help you out. So I'm calling you, Eunice, because Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week with people who I've never met before, or Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week with people I've met at a trade show in the past year. Or Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week with people who have ordered from me at a Facebook party. Or Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week with people in your neighborhood or people with young children. I mean, you can change the wording to fit whoever it is you're talking to. So you can see how they're going to want to help you reach your goal, because Tupperware is asking you to do 3 surveys this week with parents of children between the ages of 3 and 9. Okay, so you really want to be specific when you're making that call, so that the person on the other end is like, oh, well, I need to help you out. I need to be one of the 3. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. So I'm calling you because Tupperware is asking me to do 3 surveys this week from people in the province of Ontario. And Pamela, I thought of you right away. I'll come to your house and I'm going to talk, take about 30 minutes of your time. But if we talk a little bit more, it might be more like 45. The questions I'm going to ask you will be all about what you know about the product, the hostess privileges, and the Tupperware career. Because you're helping me and giving me your time, I'm going to bring you a gift. So I'm available this Saturday, or all the way into next week. I'm available on Tuesday afternoon. So you only ever want to give them 2 choices. So give 2 choices that you know work for you. And actually before that, you could even say, just evenings or weekends work better for you, and find out. So when you're giving them the 2 options, that they're more likely to work for them and they're more likely to choose one. Statistically, if you give people 2 options, they are more likely to choose one. Okay. And so Pamela has chosen one, and I say, great, I appreciate your time. I'm going to see you on Tuesday, April 17th, I think it is, at 2 p.m. And do you know how to reach me? Because depending on how I met Pamela, she may or may not have my contact details. So I'm going to give her my phone number and my email, and they're going to ask for it, don't worry. And say, fantastic, thank you, and have a great day. Now, sometimes they will say to you, can we do this over the phone? And I'll say, well, no, it's hard for me to give you the gift through the phone. So you really need to be dating that in-person survey with your customers and future customers and leads. Okay. And again, all of this is printed out, and I'm going to post it for you. You can change some of the wording to make it be your own. But the key is to get on the phone and do this. Now, the last 2 spring flings in Saskatoon and Halifax over the past month, we actually people do date surveys, and most of them dated them via text. So you can see that you can take this training and use it to suit your own business and to date the parties, to date the surveys via text. Okay. So let's get to the day of the survey. So on the day of the survey, you are going to send a text probably, or a phone, reminding your host of the time. So on Tuesday, I would text Pamela, and I would say, Pamela, just confirming we're on today, 2 p.m. at your house, this address. Okay, it gives her an opportunity to be reminded. And also if something's come up last minute, maybe she's has a sick child or something, you're so appreciative that she cancels, because you don't want to get sick yourself, and you don't also want to drive all the way to Ontario where she lives to do that survey and she's not there. Okay, so then you walk into her house and you have your survey, which again will be posted. You have a kit game, which I would recommend printing in color, and you have your date book. You have invites to the next big event that your company's hosting or that you're hosting in the area. And you have a few products. And as we go through, you're going to see which products you're going to need. Okay, so you thank them for being in their home and give them a compliment of some kind. And the first part is you get their contact details at the top. So that's fairly straightforward. And I would actually give the sheet of paper to them and let them fill everything out. You're also going to put your name as the consultant and your director team names. Okay, because Tupperware is asking you to fill out 3 of these. So you want to make this survey as official as possible. Okay, so question number 1. So Pamela, what did you think we were going to talk about today? And this is where you're quiet and let them say. You might find out a lot right at the beginning, because since I got off the phone with Pamela, she might have gone on my website and she might know everything that hosts earn for free with Tupperware. She might know what the Say Yes offer is. She might have got the email from me and have read that, or she might have done nothing. And that's really going to help you steer the conversation over the next 14 questions. Okay, so question number 2. In order to better serve your needs, Pamela, I have a few questions about yourself. Do you work outside the home? Yes or no? What do you do? How long have you been doing that? Do you have a partner or a husband? Well, I already know Pamela doesn't have a partner because we've met before and we've talked, right? Or I already know she does have a husband because her husband works with mine. Or, so some of these questions you might know the answer to. Do you have any children and what are their ages? And write them down. And what do you like to do in your spare time for yourself? Question number 3. Did you grow up with Tupperware products? Yes or no? And if no, then how did you hear about Tupperware products today? So again, you're just getting to know your customer better by asking them these questions. And remember that this survey has been done in Quebec for years and years. And this is how they get guests to come to their events. And this is how they date, party, and recruit. And they're number 1 in North America. So this really does work. Now, if they have experience with Tupperware, do you have a favorite product? And I love asking that question at trade shows when someone walks past my table and they say, I have too much Tupperware and they, want to scoot by. I want to engage them in conversation. So I'll say to them, oh, well, then tell me about your favorite piece of Tupperware. So while I'm over here talking to Maria Lynn about her favorite piece of Tupperware, Kathy's over there and she was just checking out stuff at a booth. And all of a sudden she peeks up and she's like, well, Maria Lynn, tell me more about that. And Maria Lynn, without knowing, will actually sell Kathy on Tupperware, because it's them talking about it and not me as a salesperson. Okay, so I want to know what their favorite piece of Tupperware is. Now, question number 5. When did you go to your last Tupperware party? And have you ever been a hostess of Tupperware? So I'm trying to find out if she already has a consultant and also how familiar she is with the hostess rewards, because she might have hosted a party 20 years ago. She might never have hosted a party, or she might have hosted a party last year and got over $1,000 in free Tupperware. And I want to know, does she understand our hostess program? We have one of the most lucrative hostess programs in all of direct sales, and I want people to know about that. Okay, and if she did host a party, what did she choose as her hostess rewards? Okay, so now I would like to present you with 4 different systems of organization. So we're on question number 6 now, and I would open the catalog to those pages. And I would have one of each of these on display in front of me. So I want to know what you know about these products. So we're going to start with the Fridge Smart. So I would hold the Fridge Smart, and I would, first of all, I would see, what does Pamela know about the Fridge Smart? And I would let her talk. And I would check yes or no if she knows about the Fridge Smart. Then I want to give her at least 3 different characteristics about the Fridge Smart, because just like in a Tupperware party, you want to give 3 different uses for every single piece of Tupperware that you're promoting. In this, with question number 6 here, you want to be sharing at least 3 different characteristics with the Fridge Smart. Okay, so Fridge Smart is easy. It's going to keep your fruits and vegetables fresh at least twice as long. It's see-through, so when you open up the fridge, you're going to be able to know just by looking inside what you need to put on your grocery list. And because they stack, it's going to organize your fridge. And it's going to be like Lego for mummies, right? Or daddies. Okay, and so you could choose the 3 that you want to share. And then you go to Freeze It and let them touch and feel the Freeze It. Now, did you know with a rectangle shape, it's actually better for using space in your freezer and your fridge? And also, on the bottom, it has the little legs that kind of go all around. And that's so that it's not sitting right at the bottom of your freezer or right on top of each other. It allows for more air circulation, so more overall consistent freezing and thawing. And because of all the different sizes that we have, you can actually store different sizes amounts in your different containers and choose the right size that's for you, because size does matter. Now let's move on to the Vent and Serve. These are great for your planovers. When you make a big stew or a big chili, you can actually portion them out and have them ready to go for lunches at home or lunches on the go. These are meant to be heated in your microwave at 50 to 70% power to reheat your leftovers. And these are also great because when you take it out of the microwave, it has stay cool handles. So Tupperware's really thought of everything with this product. Now let's move on to the modular mates. And again, as you're handing them the item, you're letting them talk first and you're adding in. Now, modular mates are designed to save space in your pantry and to save waste. And there are also a variety of different sizes, using up everything going back in your cupboards, in your pantry or your cupboard. And also they can stack on top of each other. So the ones that you use the most, you can put on the top, and you can actually categorize your pantry so that, you might have your cereal in one section, your baking section in another, so that everything is located together. And no more chip clips with soggy chips in your pantry, because these are liquid and airtight. So moving on to question 7. Now I would like to show you some products that I use during my cooking workshops, during my cooking classes, okay? And again, you're going to give, maybe 3 examples of a recipe or 3 characteristics of each. So we're going to start with the stack cooker. I would definitely have the stack cooker out this month because it's the Say Yes offer. And find out again what they know about it, and then you're going to share 3 things. So this is actually how I do my ground beef and my bacon. I like to put it in the colander. The fat all drips down, and so I'm eating less fat, eating healthier. Or this is how I do my pop cake. 2 ingredients, a can of popped cake mix, and you can have, delicious cake in 8 minutes. I also love doing my Rice Krispie cake in my stack cooker because, no more over the pot. My kids can actually help because it's safe to be cooking in the microwave. Now, check out this Power Chef. This is great for your homemade salsas. You can actually use the paddle and mix up your cake mixes. And if you want to put the blades back in, you can also make homemade ice cream in here. And what I love about this is you can chop right inside, you can take out the blade, and you can serve your salsa or your ice cream out of here. And then it also comes with this seal, and you can store in here too. And it only takes up this much room in your cupboard. Tupperware has really thought of everything. Now, check out this breakfast maker. Now, I actually think the breakfast maker is not properly named because it is for so much more than breakfast. Of course, you can do your eggs and your French toast, but you can do brownies and cheesecake and, s'mores in here too. Some great recipes that we could do at a cooking class in your home. And the Ultra Pro. Now, check out this Ultra Pro. Now, did you know that you can actually use this in your fridge, freezer, microwave, and in your oven? It takes cooking to a whole new level with Tupperware. Question number 8. Now, to better understand you, Pamela, and how Tupperware products might be best for you and your family, would you allow me to go and check out your fridge and freezer and your cupboards so that we can see how Tupperware could fit in? Okay, so now you walk, first of all, to the fridge and you open the fridge doors. Now, probably Pamela doesn't have fridge smarts, right? And so you're going to see which fruits and vegetables she has in the fridge, and you're going to indicate how many fridge smarts she needs. Okay, and so okay, so there's the strawberries there, so you need 1 for that, 1 for the lettuce, 1 for the peppers. Okay, so that's 3. Now, probably it's going to be more than that, so you're going to write that number down. Then you're going to go to the freezer, open up the freezer, and where do they need freeze-its and vent and serves? So if they're storing stuff in bags, or maybe styrofoam containers, or maybe those foil containers, you're going to need to know what they need, how many freeze-its and how many vent serves, mark that down, and then go to the cupboards with the modular mates and mark that number down. Now, that one's probably going to take you a little longer because probably it's going to be like 50 or 60, right, when you're done, okay? So question number 9. Now, up until now, we've talked about a lot of Tupperware and created a desire as to why Pamela is going to need and want a lot of Tupperware in her kitchen. So question number 9, with the help of the game, okay, or you can use the picture on the back of the catalog that has the kit. The value of the Power Chef and the breakfast maker together is $107. It's pretty close to $110. $110 is the cost of our kit right now. So what would you say if I added on to that kit the Fridge Smart, one of the knives for the same price, cost you nothing extra, and actually a modular mate too, and everything else you see pictured right here? If I added all of that on for the price of the Power Chef and the breakfast maker, which you were super excited about, and you said, man, that Power Chef would really work well for my homemade antipasta, and that breakfast maker could help my son make breakfast every morning for himself, and I wouldn't have to make it for him because he's young and I don't want him cooking over the stove. And I want you to go through this. It's a game we're going to play here. I want you to go through here, and I want you to circle everything in the picture or point to it, everything that you would want. So you get them to point to everything, and then you start adding it down at the bottom. And This is their dream list. And so you give them a total. Now, maybe they don't want everything you see pictured. Okay. Now, if you haven't talked about particular items, this is when I would talk about them. So I would talk about the quick shake. Even if you don't have it there, you could point to it and talk about it. I would talk about the knife, the measuring cups and spoons, the spatula, and of course the bowl set, and the apron and the bag. And then it all comes together and you can have it all in one bag. Okay. Then they're going to circle everything. You're going to add it up. And it may not be the entire total. It may not be all 12 products for $372. Now, why isn't it $440? Oh, and keep in mind, these are all Canadian pricing. But why isn't it $440? The reason it's not $440 is so far we haven't talked about the paper supplies that you get in the kit. So the catalogs and brochures have a value too. But this is simply the Tupperware products. Okay. And so you would add up what this all would cost if you paid full price, retail price from the catalog. And then what is their dream list and what would that price be? Now, what if I told you you can get all of that for $110? And again, this is Canadian pricing. And when Valerie did the training, she said most times when she says that, people want to buy that kit right away. Okay. So question number 10, if you decided to do a Tupperware party at your house, would you take advantage of this opportunity? Because this is one of the opportunities you can take advantage of when you host a party with me. This is what the hostess kit, and you can take advantage of this when you host a party with me. And you get all those products for about 75% off. Do you think you'd take advantage of that? Question number 11. Oh, and I should have mentioned, in addition to this, this kit that you can get for hosting a party, you're also going to qualify for hostess rewards, half price items too. So you can go on a shopping spree in the catalog and add more items from your wish list. So imagine that you've done a party and that you have about $200 to spend on whatever you want from the catalog. And she's got the catalog in her hand. She's been flipping around. I would like to know which system you would choose for your gifts. Would it be the Fridge Smarts for your fruits and vegetables, the Vent and Serve for your microwave, fridge, or freezer, your Freeze-Its for freezing, or your Modular Mates for the pantry? Now, remember that I've already talked to her about how many she needs of each, and it's written down. She can see it right in front, okay? So she's going to answer, and if it's hard for her to answer, well, which one would you choose first with your first party? Which one would you choose second? We're creating a desire for the customer to want lots of Tupperware. Question number 12. If you decided to host a Tupperware party, what would be the best time of week to do the party? So again, you're going to give her two options. Now, you already know she said afternoon on the weekdays, and weekends would work better for her. So you already know that going in because of when you dated the survey. So you would give her two options that would work for her, and you'd have your date book open and you could choose. And at this point, you'll probably actually choose a date for her party. And something else I like to do is if we were to do a party at your house, what kind of theme would you like to do? A brunch time, steaming, meals and minutes, pasta theme, traditional theme? You know, you can decide what kind of theme you want to do based on who you think your friends are who are coming, Pamela. Question number 13. Excuse me. Have you ever attended one of our big Tupperware parties or information sessions that we host once a month here in Saskatoon? One of the benefits of coming to our big Tupperware events is we have a lot on display. So you notice I just brought a sampling of products here with you today, and I would bring a similar sampling to your Tupperware party, maybe a few different items depending on what we were deciding to cook. But at our big events that we have, that my director hosts or that my business leader hosts or that are hosted at the studio, we have a lot of items on display. So any of the items that you saw here that you're thinking, oh, I'd really like to see that, you'll be able to see that at our next event. This is where you give them a postcard to the next event and you invite them to come and you circle the day and you say, so Pamela, if you are choosing to come, let me know how many seats I should reserve for you. Because I want to make sure that you and your friends can all sit together. I want her to know that she can bring friends, right? And Pamela, just for coming as my special guest, I'm going to have a gift for you and a gift for each of your friends who's able to join you. Okay, so the last question. In your group of friends, Pamela, do you know of anyone who could benefit from the advantages of having a Tupperware party that we talked about earlier and all of the host rewards that we talked about? Do you know anyone who would like to come to our next event? Do you know anyone who could use a little extra money? And do you know of anyone who would be willing to do a survey like that for a chance to win over $100 worth of Tupperware? Because each month, all of these surveys get put into a draw from my director or my business leader or myself, depending on what you have organized. Now, keep in mind, this is the first time for many of you that this is being trained. So perhaps there is no draw yet, but you could do a draw for yourself, for your own, the ones that you collect. So for the month of April, all of mine will be put into a draw, and I'll be doing a draw, and someone's going to win, $100 worth of Tupperware, or $50 worth of Tupperware, or someone's going to win, a couple of water bottles. So your prize will need to reflect, your business and what you have in stock. Okay. Okay. Now, the next thing that Valerie did is she would have writing on the bottom of here. Now, none of us have this yet, even though we've had training on this for a month. We don't have this yet, but I'm going to share with you what she did so that you can see if you can make this work for your business. She would have some wording on the bottom of this survey, and she would give the phone to Pamela, and Pamela would need to make a phone call to the company phone line. So for those of you in my top of the line company, it would be to our top of the line company phone line. And Pamela would say, hello, my name is Pamela, and I just completed a Tupperware survey with Cora, and she is part of top of the line, and her director team is top of the line. And I'm excited to be coming to your event on April 24th at your big Tupperware party. And I will be in it to win it, or something along those lines. So that the customer who you completed the survey with is making that phone call, because it's on them and it's not on the consultant. And when they come to the event, the other thing that Valerie would do at the event is she would have a copy of all these. And if Pamela showed up at the door, I would take this completed survey, I'd put it in a jumbo Datsable, and everyone who completed surveys, theirs would all be in that jumbo Datsable, and they would do a draw for $100 for the Tupperware. So at that event, we would thank everyone who did a survey with us this month, or this week, or the past 2 months, depending on when your last event is. And now we're going to do a draw from everyone who did a survey. So first of all, everyone who did a survey, stand up where you are. We have a small little gift for you, and maybe they get a little keychain or something. And you do a draw, and Pamela, you're the winner, and you get this $100 for the Tupperware. Now, what that does is those other people who are in the room are looking around saying, well, I'd like to complete a survey. I want a chance to win. And the other thing I would do is I would give the consultant a little prize too, because then the consultants are thinking, well, I want to do a survey. I want to get recognized for doing surveys. And for when my customer, Pamela, won, I want to be recognized too. So that is where the survey ends off. So I have a challenge for each and every one of you watching right now. I have a challenge for you to date one survey in the next week. So we have until April 21st to date one survey. And that survey is going to happen in the month of April. I want you to post on this thread that you've dated a survey and your results from that survey. Okay, so we're going to do 2 draws. One is the draw for everyone who dates a survey, and one is a draw for everyone who completes a survey. And I want to see us get, we could get easily 1,000 surveys from our FSRC friends. So I want you to tag your team members on this video and let them know that you've dated a survey. And did you date it by a text? Did you date it by a telephone? How did you date the survey? Okay. And who did you date it with? Because some people think, I don't know anyone. Well, maybe you date it with your next door neighbor. Maybe you're going to do a practice survey and date it with your mother-in-law or your sister or a close friend. I want to know, who are you calling and reaching out to date those surveys? Let's see how many surveys we can get dated in the next week that happen in the month of April, and let's see the results from them. I would like to hear it, and if you choose to do something different, change your wording, let's all share ideas, because we really are FSRC strong, and we are better together. So I'm going to stay on for a little while after and answer your questions in the chat, but I want to thank you for being on today. And those of you in and around Saskatoon, I'm about to get 20 Ukrainian dancing costumes ready. We're off to our recital this afternoon. So if you're looking for a fun afternoon and you've already dated your survey, then come out and watch. But that's all I have. So I want to thank you for being on. Go to your company Facebook group. Let them know just one thing you got out of today's training, and give us a few hours to get the files posted. So thank you all, and bye for now.